People have to go to court, they have to fight, there's a winner or a loser. It can take a lot of time, it can take a lot of money, it takes a toll on relationships. And that's why 5 years ago, we started working out on a solution where people can resolve disputes in a more peaceful, collaborative manner and also fully technology direct. The full platform is online. And that is the intent of Sama. In the last 1 year, more than 1 lakh disputes have been filed on our platform. And we have resolved more than 60,000 cases, property issues, family issues, child custody matters, all those people sitting in their homes without any tension of going to court at a very affordable cost, able to reach settlements. So, in this intent of promoting access to justice, promoting a more collaborative approach to dispute resolution in India, we launched the campaign Indian Mediation Week. Uh, the motto of Indian Mediation Week is Suljhao Magar Pyar Se. Uh, the intent is that if you have a legal dispute, if you have a legal issue, you don't have to go to court, you don't have to file a legal notice. You can really talk and settle the dispute with the other person. And that has been the culture of India when we have approached conflict. This is not a new solution. In fact, they say one of the first mediations which happened was Lord Krishna trying to mediate between Kauravas and Pandavas in Mahabharata. Mediation failed, Mahabharata happened, but was still an attempt to help reach a common ground. When we used to have family disputes, we used to go to the elders of the family to talk it out and settle. When we had property issues, we used to go to panchayats for community mediation. So talking and resolving has always been a very inherent way we approach conflicts. So our intent is to create literacy about this process. We have more than 2,000 volunteers working in 102 cities, sensitizing people about the benefits of mediation. This is the fourth edition, the fourth year of Indian Mediation Week, and it is extremely special for us. It's extremely special for me because it's dedicated to our mentor, uh, late Honorable Justice Pratik Prakash Banerjee, who unfortunately passed away this year. But he played a major role in ideating and implementing Indian Mediation Week. For someone who has known him very closely, he was a extremely hard worker, obsessed with the law, and obsessed with the kind of impact law can have in improving the society. But I also didn't like the fact that he did not give enough attention to his health. And I think this theme, tackling burnout in the legal profession, has been partially inspired from that. But he has been a wonderful support system, someone who truly cared for us, someone who truly looked out for us. And on this last day of Indian Mediation Week, wherever he is, we just want to tell him we really, really love him and we miss him. And this Mediation Week is for him. And with this, I hand over to Akshita to talk about the themes which we have covered in Indian Mediation. Thank you.
Thank you, Pranjal. A very good evening to everyone who's joined us today. Sister Shivani, thank you for honoring our invitation and being here today. I think for some of the familiar faces here who've been with us this week and for the new people who've joined in today, the theme for this IMW, as Pranjal pointed out, was tackling burnout in the legal profession. And the fact that our profession is so fast paced for so many of us, I think we feel it's so important that you do take out some time for yourself and at least understand what burnout is, what are the signs, just being aware so that you are your best, be it in your personal or your professional life. So, burnout actually, just for the new faces here, the World Health Organization has actually categorized it as an occupational phenomenon. So, when you hear people saying, "Oh, I'm so burnt out," it's really not an indicator of how hardworking that person is, or it's not a positive indicator, right? It's not okay to be burnt out. And if you are facing signs, I hope this week has helped you identify it at least so that you can take few steps to tackle that for yourself. So, some of the sessions that we did hold this week was the calming meditation techniques. We went on to also holding healthy yoga practices, keeping in mind how fast paced our profession is. We also held a quick session on nutrition and lifestyle for the legal practitioners. And of course, today is when we're going to be addressed by Sister Shivani on this topic. And I think it's extremely important for us as a legal community also to realize that it is a serious problem, right? More than 25% of lawyers are globally suffering from depression. More than 20% of Indian lawyers have shown a heavy dependence on alcohol and drugs to cope. And more than 60% lawyers have shown a want to leave the profession itself. And it's due to the stress that comes with the profession. So, burnout is usually when the demand of your job outweighs the resources that you have to cope with it. That's when you're more likely to be burnt out. So, the only wish that we have in terms of why we chose this theme is that hopefully you see different perspectives, you get different ideas on how to be aware and how to tackle it. And thank you once again for being here. And Pranjal, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Akshata. And before we deep dive in and start with the address, let me quickly introduce you all to Sister Shivani. I think words are not enough to justify the kind of impact she has had in society. She's a teacher. She's associated with Brahmakumaris, a spiritual guide, and she has been a source of motivation and inspiration in many lives, including mine. For someone who has grown up watching Awakening with Brahmakumaris every night with my mother, I think it's really an honor to host you here and hear you address us on this very key issue of tackling burnout in the legal profession. So with this, I hand it over to you, Sister Shivani. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Om Shanti and good evening. In the last few minutes that I've heard Pranjal and Akshita share about the challenges that come with our profession. But sometimes when we repeatedly feel that it is a challenge because of our profession, then we put the blame on the profession and take less personal responsibility. Because I get a chance to also interact with other professionals, I can just tell you that the similar line is used in other places also. So you can say burnout because of medical profession, burnout because of corporate issues, and you can talk about depression today, even in student life. So student life, which is no challenges actually, and which was always labeled as the best part of our life, the carefree life, those students, and not just college students, I'm talking about school children. School children are not talking about burnout, but are definitely talking about anxiety, are also talking about depression. I've attended just last week a conference by gynecologist talking about mental health issues in adolescents. And they were talking of an age group between 14 to 20. So now this needs to set us thinking that really, is it only about the profession or is it about the individual? And is it only about a certain set of individuals who are in a particular profession, or is it actually about all of us? It's actually about all of us. Yes, of course, some professions are different from other professions in terms of its challenges. Let's say if I was an IT professional and I have to work the whole day only with a computer. So even though there are targets and all, but it's easier because I'm working only with a computer. But when it comes to the judiciary or when it comes to the medical profession, one reason that is there is because you are interacting with a lot of pain, not conflict only, pain, in the sense that most of the people who are coming to you are not coming happy. So there are two professions to whom people mostly are not coming happy, and that is the medical and the judiciary. So every time you're sitting across the table and there's a person sitting there across your table and you're having a conversation, you think you're talking about their issues, which is a fact. But while talking about issues, what is happening is an exchange of vibration. Their energy is flowing to you. Your energy is flowing to them. This is not a visible energy. Visible is verbal communication, but the invisible is the energy exchange that is happening. Now, because the profession is such that most of the people sitting across your table are coming in emotional pain. Even in the medical professional, they're coming because of physical disease, but there is emotional pain. But in your profession, 100% only emotional pain. Only emotional pain. So whether it's divorce, whether it's probably whatever may be the reason, unless there's a problem in their life, nobody's coming to you. So now if you just visualize this, that if you are having a meeting for let's say 30 minutes or 45 minutes, 60 minutes, you are actually sitting across two or three people who are emotionally in pain, and not just average pain, but a lot of pain. Sometimes hatred, hatred. They can actually come full of hatred, full of anxiety, full of fear. And while they are talking to you, they're also radiating their vibration to you. Now, this is something similar to COVID, that you are meeting someone, and if the other person has COVID, you have to protect yourself. If you don't protect yourself, by the end of the meeting, we've got what they had. So we take care. So we have a mask, we're putting at a distance, we're sanitizing ourselves, and we are protected even if we meet somebody with COVID. That's exactly what we have to do in our profession. We don't need to withdraw from the profession. We don't need to stop doing what we are doing, but we need to start protecting ourselves. You can't stop doing what you are doing. There's a passion in what you are doing. You have chosen to be that. You have worked hard for it. But if you do it without protecting yourself, it's only then that starts affecting you, because day after day, year after year after year, you are interacting with somebody in pain. Even normally, if people meet somebody who's having a little disturbed vibration, people say, I don't like the vibes that I was getting from that person. And you hear people saying, I don't like the vibes that I was getting from that person. You wouldn't even realize that you don't like the vibes, because you're meeting mostly only those kind of vibes. So that is your energy field. It's like, I'm in Delhi city. Everybody says, oh, there is so much pollution. But I don't come to know, because I'm living in that air every day. So we're like, okay, this is the air we are living in. But that air is affecting us. So if we don't take care, we will not realize it today. I will realize it like 10 years later, that, oh, this is the effect of having lived in pollution. But I can't change the pollution. I have to protect myself. So same is with our profession. So every time you're interacting, now especially mediation demands a lot of energy. It demands a lot and lot of energy, because sometimes when the people have come to meet you, they believe there is no solution. They believe there is no solution. Why I can understand is because I also get the chance to do some of this, not legal mediation, but I don't know what you can call it, emotional mediation. And sometimes people have already decided that there's no solution. They believe that this cannot work. So when you are interacting with them, first you have to change their belief system from this cannot work to it can work. Then you have to change their belief system from both will have to contribute to that. Then you have to convince them to. So there is a lot of energy that this is going to demand from you. And there is going to be a lot of resistance initially. There's going to be a lot of resistance, because they were like, no, this is not possible. And if you talk on the other side, they say, okay, you're biased to the other side. You're not understanding my perspective. So there's a lot of energy that you are working with. You're not working only with ears and the mouth. You are working with vibrations. You just have to focus. This is the energy that I am surrounded by throughout the day. Now, if you just assume for one day that you are interacting with low vibrations, it's a low vibration, not right or wrong, low vibration, a vibration of a mother thinking that she might lose custody of her child. What vibration is this going to be? This is going to be the lowest vibration of pain and fear and anxiety. And there she is sitting across you for an hour, and that vibration is traveling towards you. So, how do you protect yourself? Because if you don't protect yourself, you are emotionally getting depleted day by day, and you will not be aware of it. You will not come to know. That's why we come to know only after it reaches a very other stage. This is traveling towards you. So if I am receiving someone's low vibrations, the only way to protect myself is to be here, is to be here. Vibrations cannot affect you if you shift yourself to a higher vibration. So, in terms of COVID, how we stand apart like this, stand do gaz dur ki duri wo jo chahiye na, like this. So, similarly, in terms of emotional infection protection, you will have to have a vibrational distance. If you are close to the vibration of the people, which means if they are coming in pain and you are also coming with your stress in life, then you're very close to their vibration. If they are coming with their anger and hurt and you are also creating anger and hurt in your life, then you're coming very close to their vibration. And if we are very close to their vibration will start influencing us. The next hour another client, next hour another client, next day another. Can you visualize how much vibration you have been consuming since so many years? So, self care. Self care will take care of your burnout issue. Most of you right now will feel, I have no burnout issue. We would never even come to know that we have it because it will just happen suddenly. You know, it's like a battery. If you visualize this like a battery, now look at your phone battery. You can see it. This is 100% charged. You can see it 99, 98. There's a visible parameter to see it, and then you know you need to charge it. Here, it's not visible. It's not visible where this battery is right now. So it could reach 20 and we wouldn't even know that it is 20. We wouldn't even know. So, and suddenly one day you will just snap like that. I was meeting Ariana Huffington, and she went through a nervous breakdown. And the way she described it, she said, I was fatigued. I just lay down on my couch in the office, and she said, I just fell down. I just fell off from my couch and I was taken to the hospital, and the doctor said nervous breakdown. And she said, but I thought I was perfectly okay. Meaning sometimes we're not aware of what we are going through. So I cannot see this battery, whether I'm 100, 90, 80, whatever. So the only protection is to charge this battery daily. To charge this battery daily. Like you will not leave your house without charging your phone, your laptop, you should not leave your house without emotionally energizing yourself. If you emotionally energize yourself, what will happen? Client is here in a little pain or disturbed state, and you are here. You are here in terms of your vibration. So just theoretically, if they are at 30, 40, you should be at 80, 90. Like this. And when you are like this, two things are going to happen. One, you're going to remain protected. Energy cannot flow from lower to upper. Energy cannot flow like this. Energy flows from higher to lower. So their vibration will not be able to influence you, but your vibration will be able to influence them. So two things are going to happen if you energize yourself on a daily basis. One, you will get protected from anybody else's pain vibration. You will come home in the evening as energized as what you had left in the morning, not depleted and sucked because of people's energy fields. Second, very important thing, your higher vibrations are going to be a part of the conflict resolution. They're going to be a part of the conflict resolution. While you are talking, what you would be talking would be legal. You know, you would be telling them all the legal do's and don'ts, rights and wrongs. But while you are talking, your powerful vibrations are going to touch their mind and silence their clutter of their mind and allow their mind to think differently. Like when we go to a place of worship, go to a temple, go to a church, go to a gurdwara, masjid, suddenly you start feeling better. You start feeling different. And with all the clutter that you come into the place of worship, you suddenly find answers. You said, oh, why didn't I think of this before? Because I needed to silence my mind. And that place gives me the vibration to silence my mind. That is the role of a mediator. The role of a mediator is only not in what we are talking. The role of a mediator is also actually to change the vibrational frequency of the other person, because they're going to come with a lot of clutter, a lot of noise in their mind, a lot of things which say it's not possible. But a very calm, silent, powerful mind is a mind who is without conflicts in their mind. In their mind. A lot of people have conflicts in their life, but most of us have conflicts in our mind. In our mind. So, in order to resolve a conflict in someone else's life, you have to have a very, very silent mind. Very, very silent mind. So, your vibration is doing your work while you are talking. While you are talking. So, your chances of able to resolve their conflict is going to go very, very high, very, very high. So the figures that you were just sharing, that out of so many, 60% was resolved, which is magical. Nothing short of a magic to have 60% of the people resolve their cases without getting into court. But if you start energizing yourself, first you will be protected, second that percentage will go way higher. Your percentage will go way higher because your vibrations will start healing their mind. Your vibrations will allow them to see the possibility of a different way of living and thinking which is what you want to inspire them to do. So one is to talk, the other is to influence by your vibration. And so that's why energizing your mind, which means taking care of your emotional health. We all take care of your physical health, like you said about brother who is your mentor, and you said he did not take care of his health. Two healths: one, physical health; second, emotional health. If we take care of our emotional health, we will never go towards a mental health issue. We will never go towards a mental health issue, leave alone a burnout. We will not even go towards any mental health issue when depression, anxiety, if we take care of our emotional health. What is emotional health? Stress, anxiety, anger, irritation, fear, this whole long list is emotional illness. Emotional health: compassion, empathy, gratitude, acceptance, respect. This is emotional health. Few years back, the World Physician Association, they changed the oath. They changed the oath of doctors. Earlier, the oath of doctors was all about care for others. Be selfless, care for others. Then they changed the oath, and the oath was doctors, before taking care of others, first take care of yourself. And so they introduced self care into the oath. The word that they gave for it is, if you do not take care of yourself, then you suffer from compassion fatigue, which means you're not able to be compassionate. How will you be able to mediate if you're not compassionate? Not compassionate means enough clutter of our own life. So, New Year gift to yourself. New Year gift to yourself, that I will take out at least an hour on a daily basis for self care. And don't allow your mind to say, like, hour, I don't even have 20 minutes from where. This is the biggest myth. We think we are short of time, which is true. We are short of time, but we are short of time because we are not energizing our mind. So every task takes longer. Everything we do takes longer because there's so much noise inside the mind. But if we take that hour to energize our mind, we will finish our work faster than what we are finishing now. There will be more clarity, accurate decision making power, and in terms of mediation, it's going to happen faster. You will be able to resolve your things faster, and your success rate will be way higher. Way higher. People who will have 100% decided that they're not going to be able to get through this, they will change after meeting you. It's the power of vibrations, power of your, even the cabin where you sit, the office where they come to meet you, it will be a different energy because your vibrations radiating to that. So keep an hour at least for yourself. It's the same like on the flight. What does the air hostess say? If the oxygen mask falls down, who is supposed to use it first? So mediator means you're giving the oxygen mask to others. You're teaching, you're trying to save them, which is very important, but not without trying to save yourself first. You have to protect yourself. So let's see simple lifestyle habits which we can do. Very, very simple. First hour of the morning is extremely crucial, and the last hour before we go to sleep. These 2 hours are extremely crucial for the health of the mind. For the health of the mind. If you want to protect yourself, please have cutoff times from work. Very distinct cutoff times from work, not once in a while, on a daily basis. It cannot be done once in a while. It has to be something daily, something very short and simple, but on a daily basis, which means if you wake up at, let's say, on an average at 6, then do not absorb work communication at least till 7, which means at least the first hour, which means you're not going to wake up and immediately look at your phone, not going to look at emails, not going to look at messages, not going to look at the world news, not going to look at social media handles, not going to look at even personal messages, which means you're not going to absorb the world onto your mind in the first hour. The first hour is for energizing the self. It's like a blotting paper here, absorption power highest, subconscious mind activated, which means this is, visualize this as if it's opened. Whatever I'm going to put in now, it's going to go in. इसीलिए कहा करते थे सुबह सुबह किसका चेहरा देखा था आज, दिन वैसा ही जाएगा. So किसका चेहरा means what were your first thoughts in the morning. Now because we all have a phone, it doesn't mean we have to open our eyes and first thing look at our phone. Don't absorb the world onto your mind in the first hour. Just assume you slept 1 hour more and look at your phone an hour later. First few thoughts of the morning, create thoughts of gratitude. Tune your mind to a higher vibration. Create a few affirmations, simple affirmations. I'm a powerful being. I am always happy. I am a giver. I radiate peace and power to everyone. You radiate peace and power to everybody. My body and mind is perfect, healthy, and will always be. Add a couple of more affirmations depending on what you want to do in your life. And repeat these affirmations with a visualization first thing in the morning. Whoever you're going to meet during the day, many times you would know who you're going to meet during the day. Please bring them on the screen of your mind first in your morning affirmation meditation time. Visualize them there and send them a very, very strong affirmation in the morning. Today, whatever we are going to discuss, we are going to come up with a beautiful solution which is going to be beneficial for both of you. Send them a message first thing in the morning. You have to visualize your mediation in the morning before you actually do it during the day. And when you visualize your mediation in the morning, you are actually sending a message to those people before you even meet them. Your thoughts are reaching people. So do that more in the morning, and you'll have to do less work during the day when you talk to them. So at least a few minutes of affirmation and visualization. You're going to visualize the mediation. Visualize the solution of the mediation. That yes, they have resolved, they have understood each other, they are going back very happy. See your client leaving very happy from your office with a solution and in harmony. If you see it every day, thoughts manifest and thoughts become a reality. So let's start doing the mediation more from here. We'll have to do less from here when we meet them. Because when we talk from here, there is an ego barrier which we have to cross. It's the ego of everybody involved. When we send a message from here, it goes and directly hits them. Then at least 30 minutes. This is very, very important. At least 30 minutes of a healthy emotional diet. Emotional diet is what we watch, read, and listen. Please put this very carefully. What we watch, read, listen is who we become. That's why your profession has the challenge, because what you watch, read, listen has a lot of not a lot of positivity. So you're repeating the same words which are not very positive. You're listening to the same words which are not very positive. So protection for the profession, at least 30 minutes in the morning, consume a lot of positivity. It's like if I'm going to eat a lot of junk food during the day, at least I will have a healthy nutritional breakfast in the morning before I leave. Same thing I need to do for my mind. So have 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes every morning for a very, very positive emotional diet, which means content which has compassion, gratitude, acceptance, faith, empathy, all that. This is where spiritual study comes in. Spirituality, which means it is this kind of content. Whether you watch it, read it, or listen to it, it has to go in. This is nutrition. This is going to energize you. This will take your vibration higher. This will make you emotionally strong. Then you will be able to protect yourself from the emotional infections during the day. Have to take a good diet. Have to take a good diet. To protect yourself, please restrict yourself from other content consumption during the day. You have enough of it in your profession. Now avoid consuming it from movies and serials and books and your OTT platforms. Avoid consuming that kind of content. You have enough in your profession. That content is having a toll on people's minds even otherwise. So what we watch, read, listen is what is deciding our emotional and mental health. So be very, very strict, very, very strict as you would be for any diet. This is also a diet. This is an emotional diet. Now, before going to sleep, please have a strict sleep regime. Sleep is a very important factor for a healthy mind. Sleep. We thought sleep means 6 hours of sleep. So I can sleep anytime. So we are sleeping anytime, anyhow, talking, reading emails, going off to sleep. We are not sleeping well. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days is fine. But when that becomes a lifestyle, then that sleep hygiene is also becoming a factor for emotional and mental health issues. So try and set a very, very disciplined lifestyle in terms of your sleep patterns, that I will sleep at this time. At least 6 out of 7 days, I will sleep at this time. And ideally, that time should be around 10 o'clock. It's not that I can sleep any time for 6 hours. No, it's not like that. The highest energizing time for the mind and body is 10 to 2. It's 10 to 2, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. If you sleep at 11, you've lost 1 hour. If you sleep at 12, you lost 2 hours. If you sleep at 1, you've lost 3 hours. It's like, the best time to sow a seed for the best crop. Not that you can sow it anytime. There is a best time of everything. So the best time to sleep is 10 to 2. We should be sleeping. If you sleep at 10, you will automatically wake up by 4 or 5. It will happen a natural waking up cycle. We wouldn't need an alarm. We wouldn't need to press the snooze button. We will wake up very, very energetic. Early morning time, your creativity and intuitive power will be very high. Now, to sleep at 10, you need to disconnect from work at least by 8. At least by 8, which means no emails, no messages, no phone calls for 2 hours before we sleep. Why? We need to give the mind time to slow down, time to disconnect from all that we were consuming, time to unwind, slow down, reach the alpha stage, and then go to sleep. But if you're talking to your client, reading your emails, reading your messages, and then just before going to sleep, again seeing your emails and then closing your eyes, then only your body sleeps. Mind has lots to think even when you're sleeping. And when you will wake up in the morning, body will be energized, mind will feel tired. And a tired mind, we drag that tired mind, get ready and go to work for another set of mediation. How long will the mind be able to take that? It's not the professional challenges. Please, profession was there even 50 years back. Why was there no burnout that time? It's not the profession, it's my lifestyle. It's my lifestyle. And if I can just make these little changes in my lifestyle, I can be in the same profession for a lifetime. Very, very safe, very, very protected. So disconnect from work for 2 hours. 1 hour before sleeping, disconnect from all other media. No news just before going to sleep. No stimulating movies or serials just before going to sleep. Soothing music, soothing videos, slowing down videos. Disconnect at least 5-10 minutes just before sleeping, positive content. At least 5-10 minutes. So the last, because you're consuming so much information during the day, which is not positive. It's not positive. So at least 5-10 minutes, last layer before we go to sleep. Again, subconscious opened, this is going to go in. So don't have any client information before going to sleep. It will go into your personality if you absorb it just before sleeping, because your subconscious is going to get activated. So at least 5-10 minutes before sleeping, positive content. And just before sleeping, revise your affirmations. Contemplate, breathe in, breathe out, relax your mind and body. Let all this go out, and you will go to sleep without carrying any energy of your profession to sleep. Like how people like to have a bath before they sleep. So they just wash out all their energy of the day. We need to emotionally wash out also, not just physically wash out. Emotionally wash out everything that we were carrying during the day. And last, one small point. When you're having your meals, keep it your sacred time. Meals don't just energize the body, meals energize the mind. We are what we eat. Jaisa ann, vaisa man hai. The line is jaisa ann, vaisa man, not jaisa ann, vaisa tan. So when you are eating, no phone, no TV, no talking to somebody and eating food. I'm saving that 10. The whole thing is all about as if work is everything in our life. We think if we lose 10 minutes, then somebody else will go ahead of me, and so I have to keep on working. That's where the priority is going wrong. 10 minutes, sacred time to eat. It should be like a ritual. I'm going to eat. Just say, I'm going to eat prasad now. Change your consciousness of eating. So, no screen while eating. Very happy or silent time to eat. No discussing cases while eating, which means no negative conversations while eating. No negative conversation. Just visualize your food and water absorbs everything that you are talking. Now you see what you want to put into that, because what you put into that is what is going to come here. So no cases, no negative conversation, no argument. Silently have your food. If you really want to energize yourself, eat alone. Eat alone. Alone means be with everyone, but be in silence, or happy conversations. Happy conversations. And just before you begin your meal, 2 seconds pause, say your prayer, and say your affirmation, which means raise the vibration of your food. If you raise the vibration of your food and water, you are raising your vibration. It's like prasad. Why prasad is so valuable? Because it's been energized with very positive vibrations. Eat home cooked food and eat vegetarian diet. Vegetarian diet doesn't just keep the body light, it also keeps the mind lighter. It keeps the mind lighter. Food is not just nutrition, food is vibration. Food is vibration. A diet which already has somebody's pain, a diet where there was anger, hatred, helplessness, then there was violence, then there was death. That should not be our diet. That should not be our diet. We should not have a diet which has an energy of pain because we are already surrounded by so much pain. So, sattvic, vegetarian, home cooked food as far as possible because that is cooked in a very good state of mind, and then eating without screens and pausing for 5 seconds, saying our affirmation and prayer, energize. Food plays a very, very big role on our state of mind. Today we've forgotten that part and we're only eating for the body. Oh, minerals, carbohydrates. But we're only looking at nutrients, vibration. You are what you eat. It's not your body is what you eat. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. So just take care morning, take care of sleep, take care of food, and play your role for the rest of your life in a very, very happy, powerful state of mind. And your mind is also going to become instrumental in changing other people's minds. So when you take out that 1 hour of yourself for yourself, please remember you're going to be saving a lot of time during the day, and it's you're going to be able to resolve cases faster and more percentage because your mind is going to do most of the work. We are using the power of words. We also need to use the power of minds. The mind is able to cross the barrier of the ego of the other person and touch the soul there and tell them, this is it. You can create harmony between the two of you. So I think for you, it's more important. Actually, it's important for everybody, but I think it's very important for your profession also. For your profession also. Your conflicts in life have to be resolved here so that you're able to resolve the conflicts of other people's lives. We have to be egoless to be able to cross the barrier of the ego of somebody else. So, spirituality and meditation should not be an option, it should be mandatory in your life, which is going to make you a very, very beautiful, spiritually empowered mediator and therefore create healing energy in other lives. And you will create miracles in everybody's life. Miracles. One thing remember, you are earning a lot of blessings from everybody. Lot of blessings. You must have resolved somebody's case 5 years back. But today, if they are living as a happy family, you wouldn't even know, but you are receiving blessings from them and you will receive it for a lifetime. So your profession is actually also a profession which is going to get you a lot of blessings. So don't look at it only as a challenging profession. If I'm an IT professional, I don't get any blessings from my computer. But you get a lot of blessings because you are creating harmony in life. You're creating harmony. So don't think, अरे मेरे प्रोफेशन में बहुत चैलेंज है. बोलो मेरे प्रोफेशन में बहुत दुआएं हैं. बहुत दुआएं हैं. बिकॉज किसी को सुख दिया है, किसी के घर को जोड़ा है. एंड ये दुआएं इज लाइक एन इन्वेस्टमेंट विच यूल गेट फॉर अ लाइफ टाइम. सो जिनको इतनी दुआएं मिलती हैं, they should always be flying like angels. And you'll be doing that. Only start taking care of yourself. That's the only thing that you need to do. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Superb. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Shivani. I think, first of all, the demarcation that it's not the profession who's responsible, like the accountability that's we are accountable, we are responsible for our own mental health. I think that's very important. I'm glad that point was highlighted. And we'll also take this opportunity, ma'am, to take a few questions from the attendees. There are a few curated
Sure.
questions which came already in advance. So requesting the other attendees also, if they want to ask, they can put it on chat. Meanwhile, we got one question on chat from Mr. Kunal. I think the question is also like he's in a profession of being a corporate lawyer, and by virtue of being in a corporate firm, he does not have much control over his timetable, in the sense that the corporate firms requires him to spend more number of hours in the office. So the autonomy is less there with respect to controlling the time schedule. There, how can he manage sleeping on time or waking up on time? Is there a way around it?
It's I don't know exactly what the scenario is for him in where he is working, but there are certain things when we will start. It's like, where do I start first? Whether my organization is going to give me the liberty, or whether I will create a change in myself, my organization will see the benefit of it, and then they will allow me to work in a certain way. It's something very similar. It's like the phone we use. Our phone can practically do everything today. Everything. Most of our work is done on our phone, but only if we charge the phone. If we charge the phone. If we don't charge the phone, that same phone can do nothing. Similarly, corporates also, they're working very hard, very, very hard, longer hours. It's because they're not energizing themselves. So, in whatever constraints you have right now, you try and start fitting in your disciplined lifestyle over there. Don't have to create a complete 360-degree shift immediately, but at least start with 30 minutes for yourself in the morning. They cannot call you early morning. They're not going to call you at 6 o'clock in the morning to work. So start from your morning. Once you start taking out that 30 minutes in the morning for yourself, and then gradually you're going to see, and they are going to see a change in you during the day. You will find yourself finishing your work faster if you are keeping a very sorted mind, and then your evenings will start getting sorted. It won't happen immediately, and we're not going to allow our mind to blame anybody else and say, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot do this because I'm this. Wherever I am, it doesn't matter. I will have to find a way, because if I don't find the way today, then tomorrow I am responsible for whatever happens in my life to me, and because of me also to people around me. So we have to get over that stage of saying, oh, but no more victim. Whatever may be my scenario, I have to find my that morning half an hour. Nobody can take that away from me, and that will be energizing enough to change the quality of your evenings and of your sleep. So just start with half an hour in the morning.
Thank you. There is one more question. A big part of our profession is to remain neutral. We
Yes.
are called neutrals. So the fear of, a cluttered mind, is it actually affecting your neutrality? Or maybe we think we're being neutral, but we're actually not. Just the best way to probably be actually neutral. That's
And
the question. Yeah.
perfect. And if I may just add to it, like a lot of mediators also have their past baggage as well. Like they are also been in certain situations. A lot of time we see the mediators. So either they need to recuse themselves for that mediation, or they need to figure out a way to handle that mediation. So how can one deal with that?
Exactly. When we do a spiritual practice on a daily basis, it helps us to understand ourselves. And when we understand ourselves, understanding people becomes very easy. So when you're talking to people, you may be looking at it from a judiciary angle. What is this? What is this? What is? But you also need to go beyond that and understanding the minds of the two people, right? The minds of the two people. And actually, you will never find a time where there is a very clear cut wrong and right, especially in the case of when somebody is coming for a mediation to you, because then those are the cases where that right and wrong will be a very relative word, because the right and wrong is actually a question of perspective. This person's right is this person's wrong. That is all that it is. And this person's right is this person's wrong. But the role of a mediator is to be detached from both their perspectives, to understand that both are right from their own perspective. From their own perspective, both are right. And your role is actually to first show the other person's perspective, like a counselor. So what's the role of a counselor? Is only to listen, and while they are listening, these other two people are able to communicate their perspective to the other person. So we are very, very clear in our head that nobody is right or wrong. They both are just different. They're two different perspectives, not right or wrong perspective. And our role is to show them their perspective. the other person's perspective. It'll always keep you neutral, always, because you have to understand they're both only a victim of their perspective. They're not being able to understand the other person's perspective, the other person's pain. So, empathy plays a very important role here. We have to cultivate the sanskar of empathy. Empathy means to be able to understand the other person's mind, to be able to understand what's going on in their mind because of which they are behaving the way they are behaving. And that's why, if you work on your mind on a daily basis, understanding people's minds becomes very easy. You'll literally be able to understand what they are thinking right now because you have started working here. And when you silence your mind, your ability to catch the other person's vibration, like we've experienced that if we go to a saint or to a philosopher and we go with a lot of questions, and suddenly our mind gets silent when we go to them because their minds are silent. That's why your higher vibration is a silent mind. You are able to catch the vibrations of other people, and therefore understanding their minds becomes very easy. Remove the word right and wrong. This one is right, this one is wrong. Not even in your mind, because your vibration will reach them. They both are different, their perspectives are different, and our role is to show the other their perspective. So then you be very detached from their perspective, and both are right for you. And you have to do this preparation in the morning. In the morning, you have to prepare your mind with this. And during the day, so it's just going to flow. What visualization you do in the morning is just going to come out into action during the day.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that really helps, Sister Shivani. There are two more questions on the chat. Um, Mr. Sanjasana asked that how do we continue to motivate ourselves to follow mundane routine every day? And what is the importance of change? I think this is like this question we also get from a lot of lawyers who have had a very busy life, but then they retire and then it transitions into nothingness. So it's a big transition from them from a lot of work to having a lot of time, and
Yeah,
they don't
right.
they don't know what to do with that time. So how can they tackle that and we still be productive?
I think when we have a lot of time, then it's also an opportunity to use that time for seva. It's seva. All our life, our experiences, our wisdom, our knowledge, everything that we accumulated as a profession can be shared with the world as seva, which means for nothing in return. We don't want anything in return for it. But here, this is what we have to offer, and we are ready to share it with the world in whatever way. And now that we have so many online platforms, you can do that. You can share what you know and what you have with the world without even ever having to go out anywhere. But keep this intention that everything that I have accumulated in so many years, I am now going to share it with the world, and I need nothing in return for it. So it's going to be purely as seva. So you will be utilizing your time, but you will also be healing the world. You're healing the world with what you have, and you need nothing in return. So you do it at your pace, at your comfort, with time for yourself, but also continuing with everything that you have absorbed and giving it to the world just like this for free. So it's seva. It's time to do seva now.
Super, super. Thank you so much. One more question comes from Mr. Gautam, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Even as practitioners, we get a diverse nature of disputes. Some are civil, some are criminal, uh, property, family. There are certain kinds of work which we feel we are not connecting to or which we are not interested in. He's asking, is it something to do with his mindset or is it just an internal calling?
He's not connecting with it.
Yeah, he's not connecting to specific kind of work.
Hmm.
So is there some problem in his mindset or is it okay and he can focus on
Connecting means he's not feeling connected with it.
it? Yeah, absolutely,
No,
yeah.
he's not feeling connected with the kind of work that
Work,
he
yeah,
is doing.
correct,
Yeah,
correct.
so would that mean he's not interested in that kind of work?
Yes, yes. It can probably like that can be the inference from this.
Most important thing is every time you have to remember one thing, that what we do is not for feeling happy here. Sometimes we say, I'm very happy doing this, I'm very happy doing this, I'm happy doing this, I'm not happy doing this. So we have started believing that what we are doing is what is making us feel good here. It's the other way around. We're going to feel good here and then do whatever we have to do, and that goodness or that happiness in us or that calm and peace in us is going to. So the emotion doesn't flow from the doing into the being. It is from the being into the doing. So don't look for, sometimes I don't get any connection with this. And no, you're not supposed to get, because you're not going into that for getting anything. You're going into that for giving. For giving. So energize yourself daily, and then whoever you meet, in whatever role, with whatever issue, that issue is not supposed to excite you. You are supposed to resolve their issue. Doesn't matter what they come with. Important is you are in the best energy to be able to be a giver. Don't look at that situation as something which is going to give you anything here. It's not for getting, it is for giving. Our work is for giving. We are a giver in life. What we earn is just a byproduct of it. Oh, वो तो अपने आप होने वाला है. We don't need to think about it. But what we are going to get here is not what we are going to get from there. We are going to energize ourselves daily and during the day only give. So please tell yourself you're not going there to get anything here. You're going there to only give. Then go meet and give. It's like prasad. प्रसाद देते हैं ना सबको, so सबको प्रसाद देना. You can't say I don't feel like giving to this person, I feel like giving to this person. No, prasad is for everybody. So what you have is like prasad, and you will distribute it to everybody. Your wisdom, your knowledge, your power, you're going to distribute it like prasad to everybody. You're a giver. Keep that affirmation every day, and you will be what you are with everyone. Doesn't matter what they come with. They're coming with pain, and you're going to heal them and send them back. A doctor doesn't have a preference with patients. Doctor cannot have preference with patients. Doctor is just going to heal everybody, and you're going to heal everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We have a question from Vikram who says, how do you remain calm in situations where time is sensitive? So if I've understood it correctly, it's even if you're really organized, sometimes there is something that comes up and it's a time sensitive task. So how can one remain calm in situations like that?
Sometimes we are not able to say a no. The ability to not be able to say a no is what creates the clutter, nothing else. Nothing else. So, in spirituality, we understand something. If I'm not in the best frame of mind, then I'm being unfair to what I'm doing. It's better for me to say, I'm really sorry, let's do this tomorrow. The other person might not be happy about it. And I think, oh, I have, offended the other person, because this is a visible offense. I've said no to somebody, but if I was available for them, I'm there, I'm talking, but here I'm very disturbed because I had something else. I'm being unfair to them and they won't even know about it. I'm depleting them with my vibration of being agitated inside because I was not supposed to be over here, and they won't even know about it. I think I'm being very nice to them, but actually I'm being very unfair to them, and I'm being very unfair to myself. So we have to be honest to ourselves and honest to the other person, that how much ever time I spend with you, over here I'm in the best frame here. If I'm not, then I should not be here with you. So I can say to you that I have 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, whatever we can do, let's do it. Rest, keep it for another day. And if I don't have 5 minutes, then I don't even have 5 minutes. And there's nothing wrong in that. Let's be honest, authentic. Whatever we are here, we should be here. Then life is very simple. But if we are completely different here and completely different here, that's when there are blockages inside. The andar bahar same. So if you don't have the time, you should politely say a no. People can catch authentic, honest vibrations. Initially, they will feel like, yeah, aise kaise nahi bol diya. But your vibrations will influence them to come back to you tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Shivani. Okay, are we allowed to take the last two questions? Would that be okay? Thank you. So the last two questions, I'll quickly summarize. One question is from Mr. Nihal, who says that in disputes where we personally get triggered by the subject matter of the conflict itself, how do we cope up with this challenge? Should you recuse yourself?
You need to repeat it. No.
Okay.
I didn't get the question because of the internet connectivity.
No problem, no problem. Let me repeat the question. So Mr. Nihal asked that in cases and disputes where we personally get triggered by the subject matter of the conflict itself, how do we cope up with this challenge in order to deliver the best results? That's question by Mr. Nihal. Mr. Arman Sinha asked that how do we handle a negotiation or a discussion with hostile parties? How to ensure that we are calm in our behavior when the opposite party is actually not willing to converse or cooperate? So these are the final two questions.
Exactly. So that's the reason why we need to energize ourselves daily. You know what spirituality and meditation, what power it gives us is the power of detachment. Is the power of detachment. Now, when we hear the word detachment, we look at it in a very negative way. We think detachment, we are indifferent. Detachment is not indifference. Detachment makes me more available for people, but emotionally, I'm detached, which means their vibration, their energy, I'm detached from that. That detachment comes if I energize myself and I take myself higher. Again, not consuming the emotional infection, so it will automatically happen. You can't do this in the situation. You can't do it when the situation comes. It's like building your physical stamina. You know, today if you have to go for a trek, you can't do anything at that time, but if you've built your stamina on a daily basis, then you can jump up the mountain. You know, but while you have to jump, you can't say what should I do today so that I can go up the mountain. It is your daily lifestyle. So that is physical stamina. This is emotional stamina, that there is hostile environment, nobody's listening, they are not ready, and I have to be calm. This requires high emotional stamina. High emotional stamina. Absolutely disconnected. They are there, but their vibration is not affecting you. It's not easy. If you do not energize yourself, their vibration will influence you because they are heavily negative right now. They are not average negative, they are heavily negative. They are coming with hatred full of each other. They are carrying a past of at least 10 years of baggage, both of them, for each other. Then they have finally come to you. They are full in their minds about each other. It's not easy. It's not easy to be there unless you create your emotional vibration cocoon, that this vibration cannot enter inside. A very, very powerful affirmation and visualization which you should do every day. Visualize this every day. The highest vibration of the divine, that's God's power and blessings, and then draw a white circle light completely around you. God's power and blessings, which means the highest vibration, is a circle of protection around me. Nothing can enter into this circle. So you will be sitting there in an energy cocoon. Nothing can enter. Everything is energy. Your thought is an energy. Their thought is also just an energy. Nothing else. It's nothing else. But if you're sitting in a high energy cocoon, it's like the PPE kit, no? Once you wear the PPE kit, you can go and treat the COVID patient. But you go there without your PPE kit and we will catch the infection. So we need that kit. We need that emotional vibrational kit. So that daily energizing and this affirmation and visualization you should do before every meeting. Before every meeting. Divine light protection, circle of protection around me. Before every meeting, take a minute of silence before they come into your room. Visualize them sitting there and create a thought. Energy flows only in one direction, from up above to me and from me to them. Visualize this. There. I'm an instrument of the Supreme. वो जो दोनों आए हैं ना आपके पास, वो भगवान को बहुत याद करके आते हैं. जिनकी भी लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम होती है ना, वो भगवान को जरूर याद करके आते हैं. तो भगवान को बोल के आते हैं मेरा काम आज करा देना ठीक से, तो वो करेगा. वी आर इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स. सिट देयर एज एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट. Don't think you can change destiny of people's lives. You're only an instrument in their destiny. Keep yourself lighter. Energy flow from there to me, from me to them, nothing from them to me. Create this visualization every day and create an affirmation. The two of you are going to understand each other, create harmony, and live happy from here today. This is your affirmation. The two of you will understand each other, create harmony, and live happy from here today. This is your blessing for them. So you are already visualizing the solution that day before they have even started talking to you. Thoughts manifest. Thoughts become a reality. So first create it in your mind, radiate it there, and then see it happening in action. So then you're at a different energy altogether. So you will only be a giver. You will not receive anything from there. But that morning 1 hour is very important to be able to do this at that time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Sister Shivani. I think we're just crossing the time limit now, so I'll take this opportunity to close the session. I think my biggest takeaway from this session was that, yeah, I think there was indirectly some amount of, even the way we have framed the theme, tackling burnout in the legal profession. It's not the responsibility of the profession. We have to take full accountability. We have to focus a lot on energizing ourselves. And to be honest, like, although it sounds difficult, but the tips are not very tough, right? Spending some time in the
They're
morning.
very simple. They're very
Yeah.
simple. Very, very simple.
Yeah, some visual affirmations, some like sleeps just before sleeping, reviewing everything. It's possible. It's really doable, and I think so. Really thoroughly enjoyed. Thank you so much for taking out time. Really grateful to you, Sister Shivani.
Thank you
And
so
I
much.
hope each one of us had a wonderful session. We had learnings to take away from this. We hope to see you soon. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Om Shanti.